Today, we are taking apart my kitchen. It's unfortunate because our plan was to keep this kitchen, although it is painfully 90s. The kitchen was in relatively good shape, which lends to the theory that no one lived in this house that I have. But yesterday we discovered that there is no support for the second story bathroom, which is right above me in this clip. We discovered that there was 3 joists that were cut, and where those joists fall are right around that weird soffit that you see right in the corner of this clip. It looks weird, but it didn't stand out to me. But now that I'm looking at it more and more, it is extremely strange that the cabinets don't come together in the corner of the room, and that the countertop is split by this weird soffit. There's no ducting in there. What is it? Our current theory is that that soffit is a load-bearing soffit that is holding up the second story bathroom. Extremely strange, extremely devastating, but extremely dangerous. So today we have to take the kitchen down to the studs so we can address this issue.
I took down all the ceiling tiles, and then I guess today we're removing the kitchen. Is that what's happening, John?
Yeah.
Right now we're also tandemly working up here. This is our bathroom, and it's pretty sketchy what's going on up here, which leaves us to... So we were going to keep...
They just glued this down. I don't see any hardware or anything.
Is gluing it common?
Yeah.
Okay. Because this, like, I could take this off right now, I feel. Oh, look, it's, like, attached.
Yeah, it's laminate.
Oops. So we were going to keep the kitchen, but just so much stuff is really strange with upstairs. It's kind of led us to, I guess, feel weird about the kitchen. Today, we're taking down the kitchen. You can see that big soffit right there is really strange, really weird. And then this top here, it's just all really weird. Doesn't it look like a movie set? I feel like this looks like a Mary-Kate and Ashley murder mystery. Who cut the joist under the toilet? Who put the oversized soffit? What's in the giant cast iron pipe? Okay, let me help him. What? My shit?
Yeah.
Wow, a ton of my shit.
Hold it by the bottom handle. And then
If you were waiting for a fun sequence where we smash all of the cabinets with a sledgehammer, that's not gonna happen. We have taken apart every single cabinet carefully, and right now we're storing them all in the living room so that they can be reused. The oven, on the other hand, though, is a complete menace. It has a pretty strong gas leak, and when we toured the house for the first time, like before we even owned it, we actually turned the gas off of this oven. Like, as a courtesy, we disconnected the line, so that's one of the first things to go. Now that the cabinets are off of the wall, we are able to peel back the layers of the kitchen and reveal an entire original kitchen underneath. Like, this really felt like a situation to me where not addressing a small mistake snowballed into a complete catastrophe. Because, like, what do you mean you cut a joist for a toilet and now you have to build an entire support kitchen? Like, this is fundamentally a load-bearing kitchen. Here, John is removing the screws from the drywall so we can remove larger pieces from the demo. And if you're wondering why we're only demoing the bottom half of the wall, it's because the top half of the wall is plywood. That's right, they used plywood instead of drywall for whatever reason. Cue Velodius in the comments, because I basically called him crying about this discovery. Why did they do that? That's like the size of a closet.
It was because some dickhead cut all the way through the floor joist. So this holds up the floor joist right there.
This is like the size of a pantry. But yeah, see the floor joist, how it ends right there? I guess this was how they would hold that up because they did such an oopsie. All to have a toilet right there? Why couldn't they scoot the fucking toilet over? To here.
You would think it would be...
So does that mean that that bathroom isn't original?
No. Well, we took that pipe out and it said 2010.
Oh yeah. I wonder where the toilet used to be.
I don't know, but you can tell on the wall.
That's just wallpaper. Oh my god.
It's like tar.
What?
Yeah.
Ew, it's like roof.
Yeah.
These people are maniacs.
Yeah.
I hate them, Mr. G. They suck. And then the bad smells coming from that.
Yeah. And up there.
End up here.
Yeah.
Hi.
take any more off here.
So, clap if you've ever wanted to kill somebody.
What you're seeing here is the extent of the damage that was underneath the floor and the ceiling of the kitchen. Here you can really see that I was not kidding. This is literally a support kitchen that is holding up the second story bathroom. Horrible. So I'm going to do a fair bit of voiceover work to explain everything that's about to happen. Today we are fixing the cut joists, also known as sistering the joists. The reason we had to take apart the entire kitchen. Basically, we are attaching the damaged joist to a new joist, and that new joist is attached to the foundation wall of the house with a joist hanger. Sloan is here today to help John because I'm not strong enough, and also he's a masonry expert. So right now they are creating a level space to hang a ledger. Sloan helps John lay out the ledger. You can see his hands from above. The ledger bolts can't get in the way of the joist hangers, so John has to lay everything out really carefully. The ledger has to be installed level from the last intact joist. The ledger is then installed directly into the masonry by anchoring bolts into the holes and then filled with epoxy. Then the fresh joists are sistered into the existing damaged joists, bolted together, and then jacked up level with the ledger. And today you get to meet our electrician. I love our electrician so much, and it's a great day for him to be here because there's no ceiling. There's no floor.
I'm saying you got all this open right now, so this is good. Yeah. You know, get up at least.
With the ledger installed, John gives Sean a tour of the house. If you remember from our previous episode, we took down the ceilings in the second story, so this is great for Sean to get a great look at everything inside the walls, inside the ceilings that have to be done. If you remember from those previous episodes, which I can link, all of our electrical is knob and tube. John shows him our power box in the basement, which he says is probably undersized, but I'm just going to forget about that for 5 years. After the electrical tour, the boys get to work sistering the joists, basically sandwiching the old joist in with a fresh new joist. The ledger is already laid, so the boys just have to attach the new joists to the joist hanging ledger. A joist hanger is attached to the ledger, which you see here, which is bolted into the foundation of the home or the bricks in the wall. After installing the joist hanger, John then nails the fresh sister joist to the old stinky cut bathroom joist. This was such a special moment for me watching this all come together, and now our floor is more secure than ever, and our friends were there, and I feel so safe, and everything is taken care of now, and it's stronger than ever before. So this was a pretty big move, one of the biggest days of the build so far. I believe this visual here is the most helpful so far to see how much joist was missing and how dangerous the situation really was. All of the fresh board is joist that was missing. Unfortunately though, after a month of filming in an active construction site, this killed my pink camera. If you've been here for a while, my pink camera is my baby, but I got a lot of dust in the lens, and after that, the camera just wouldn't focus anymore. RIP. If you have any recommendations for a camera that can withstand dust, do let me know. After replacing all of the joists, we actually ran out of supplies, so John went out to the store to get more supplies, and Sloan and I stayed behind to finish the demo on the rest of the weird soffits that were left in the kitchen. We didn't find any weird ducting or anything inside of them. They seem to be purely and strangely decorative. The one along the back wall I suspect was helping support the cut joists, but the one that we're working on right now, no secrets, just very odd. Just a complete oddity. Here I start to take the tile off the wall, but then we just removed the drywall completely, so I didn't have to do that at all. John comes back with more supplies and they're able to finish up all of the necessary steps to complete sistering the joists. You can also see in here, John also added some bracing in the ceiling for where the new bathroom door is going to be, just to add additional support. After that, all of the demolition in the kitchen is done. If you look at the tippy top of the wall, you can also see the original brick when this was the exterior wall of the house. The back laundry room is a cheap addition that probably happened in the 70s or 80s, so this used to be the exterior wall. That's pretty fun. I don't know. Pretty cool. You can also see that this space is now huge. Remember before it had a drop ceiling, it had all those soffits, just a lot of weird space that was taken up by nonsense. Now we're left with this enormous kitchen. Of course, before we were going to keep everything, so we're left with an enormous empty kitchen, but it's so interesting to see all the history and the different wallpaper and the original wall. Just really cool, and we lost the kitchen, but we gained a huge sense of safety and relief, and now we essentially have a blank canvas to work with, which I think is a fair trade-off. Here, John begins framing the wall. Sloan stays so he can be John's cut man, and I just continue cleaning and doing what I can to be helpful. It'll be a while before we can hang up drywall, but putting the framing in place will give us a better idea of where to put utilities and just give us a better idea of the layout of the room. Even in this clip, you can see to John's left where the drop ceiling used to stop, and I just can't believe we went from this to this over the course of one weekend. This gives us something easy to do during the week after work, but for now, it is Sunday night, I'm cleaning up, and we are calling it a day. Thank you guys so much for continuing to watch this series. Make sure you're up to date with all of the previous episodes, and you can also check out my blog where I have a write-up on each episode. Thank you guys so much, and until next time, bye!